Income tax rebate up to 12 lakhs, and this entire saving of Indian household is coming into home buying. This is what the vested interest in real estate would like you to believe. There is a narrative that income tax exemption limit up to 12 lakh would lead the salaried middle class to property market. I am Ravi Sinha and I believe this is the time for some reality check. First of all, this is not a tax exemption or deduction but a rebate and only applicable to new income tax regime. Total income tax filers in India are 7.5 crore. Total income tax payers are just 1.5 crore. Indians who are in the income tax limit up to 12 lakh are around 50 lakh in number. The Union Budget 25-26 has practically benefited less than 50 lakh Indians out of a total of 140 crore plus Indians. The Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said this income tax exemption would put additional 1 lakh crore in the hands of the Indians. And it is here that the vested interest would like you to believe that this additional 1 lakh crore is getting into Indian real estate. I am often amused with the perception that has gained ground that this additional cash would find its way into consumption and hence fuel the demand in the Indian economy. The stakeholders of Indian real estate also wanted to join the party, and hence this growing chorus that Indian will invest this additional cash in hand into the property market. But the ground realities suggest otherwise. Some of the facts that speak for themselves. India's consumption basket is around 116 lakh crore. Infusion of 1 lakh crore amounts to just additional 0.6%, not even 1% additional. Of course, this is also subject to the fact that this entire money would actually be put into consumption and not saving. But a closer look at the Indian economy in general and the household economy in particular suggests otherwise. India's household debt is at all-time high and stands at 42.9% of GDP. India's gross domestic saving rate is at a 5-decade low to 5.2%. 67% India is borrowing less than 5,000 rupees. 80% India is borrowing less than 10,000 rupees. 2.7 lakh crore is outstanding credit debt in India. Loans against gold jewelry by banks have grown 50.4% in the last 1 year. With rising stress in the household finance, non-performing assets pertaining to gold loans increased over 21% for scheduled commercial banks. In the backdrop of such a bleak economic outlook comes a marginal relief for the Indian middle class that earns up to 12 lakh per annum. The net savings with this income tax relief is about 80,000 a year, that is some 6,000 plus a month. Is this enough for consumption? Is this enough to buy a high value item like real estate? Forget real estate. This amount is insufficient to even buy a car or gold jewelry. The question is whether the Indian household reeling under economic turbulence, rising debt and lesser savings venture out to buy property. Won't they put this money into saving or repay the debt? There are more questions than what anyone could answer at this point of time. But what could be vouchsafed is the fact that the Indian middle class is not insulated against the hyperinflation that nullifies any tax relief for all the practical purposes. The net household savings, if any, is also subject to the fact that the GST burden would not be increased for the Indians in this fiscal year. Then there is the issue of hyperinflation of real estate prices. Someone in the top tier cities earning up to 12 lakh per annum does not qualify to buy a house. The thumb rule of affordability, that is 5 years of one's gross income, makes only homes under 60 lakh to be affordable for this set of Indians. Are houses in this price available in any of the major cities of India? Are real estate developers banking upon the dual income households to buy real estate in urban India? The question here is, how many Indians have this luxury of having both spouses working? The fact of the matter is that the hyperinflation of real estate is increasingly pushing the large universe of salaried middle class out of the housing market. A clear reflection of investors parking their money into real estate at the cost of end user buyers is the skyrocketing rental yields in recent times. In certain cities, most notably in Mumbai, rents in some of the key business localities is as high as the hotel room rents for the month in the city. So in conclusion, this union budget has been a hit in terms of the PR and headline management, but it has largely failed to address the concerns of the Indian middle class reeling under hyperinflation, lower wage growth, rising property prices, depleting domestic savings and increasing household debt. To make them believe that the income tax exemption limit of 12 lakh has qualified them to buy a house is only adding insult to injury. China, with more or less similar challenges and as large demography, has weathered this challenge in a far more structured manner, especially after the COVID crisis. The question is whether we are ready to learn the art of managing economy from the neighboring country with bigger economy, GDP and per capita income. I don't think so. So anybody who comes to you with this narrative that with the new income tax regime you qualify to buy a house is actually adding insult to your injury. This influence peddling is neither going to help the home buyers nor the real estate sector. The question is, who is getting benefited by such narratives? At least I have no clear answer to this. Thanks for watching. Hi. Thank you all for subscribing our channel and posting your comments. I appreciate. Trust me, I take time to read all the comments and I take your comments, feedback and queries with due professional seriousness. I would continue to make video on the topics and questions raised in the comments section as I aspire to make this platform dialogue driven. May I request you all to subscribe this channel and keep posting your comments. Our mail ID is given in the description and you are also free to ask questions through your short and crisp video. I will try my best to take your video queries and reply it in the subsequent video. Let's make this channel unique and dialogue driven. Thank you.